Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome to Stepiphenie's Wake. I'm Steph, and this is a timeless reading for the sign of Virgo. But if you find yourself here because of the image or title, I believe there are messages for you too. On this channel, we honor three things above all else. 1. Nothing is coincidence. Everything that happens in the reading is part of the reading. 2. Energy is wild. I will deliver the messages I get, and no topic is off limits. And 3. Love always wins. I'm here to change the world one conversation at a time, and my main aim is to move whoever is watching forward in a positive direction for the highest good of all. If the energies or roles I am speaking about are reversed in your story, feel free to flip them for yourself as necessary to suit your situation. Don't force the reading to fit. If the story isn't yours, don't make it so unless that's how you intend for your life to go. Don't forget to like the video and leave a comment if this resonates with you. If you feel aligned with my vibe and ever-growing tribe, I invite you to subscribe, and I send a huge thank you to all that do. Additional information and details to connect with me for a personal reading or to donate to the channel are in the description box below. So Virgo, let's get into your messages. The title of your reading is Three Lefts Make a Right. So in where I'm from, they've been putting in these roundabouts everywhere. So instead of having a traffic light in a normal intersection, you kind of pull in and everyone does this thing where they take their turn. Usually, during rush hour, it's not as smooth as it's supposed to be. But everyone, kind of comes in and it's just a constantly moving cycle. But it means that you can't just go left. You have to go all the way around the circle if you want to go left. So what is it? Three rights, right, make a left, something like that. Or no matter what, you kind of have to go the long way. So maybe this is a reading about taking the long way. But then I got the message, three left behind leads you to what is right for you. So maybe and I love this. Actually, I just made this connection in the book, The Alchemist. The line that they say is anything that happens once will never happen again, but everything that happens twice is sure to happen a third, which means, and this isn't from the book, this is a realization I had, a stepiphenie, if you will, that it's not the third time that's the charm, it's the fourth. Because if you, for example, fail twice, you're going to fail a third time. So that means that it's not the third time that is the charm. You have to try one more time. Then it's like a new cycle. So after that, I heard duck, duck, but instead of duck, duck, goose, I heard duck, 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 goose. I heard miss, 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 hit. And then I heard contact. And contact, I remember, is a thinking game that I learned. The first time was on, it was a camping trip. And it's pretty much where I don't remember the rules of it exactly, but it comes down to this idea that there's enough prompts that two people, without thinking or talking about what it actually is, come to the same conclusion. And when they both have the same thought, they both say contact, and then they share the word that they both thought of. That's a really, really terrible excuse or example. Excuse, interesting word to use. A terrible example, but I there's something about, so I think that was June 19th of 2020. So that solstice weekend, the 19th, 20th, 21st of 2020 might be significant. We were right in the thick of COVID. And then another date that might be important to you is June 5th of 2021. So not quite a year in between, but almost. But Cancer season, Gemini season, those are important times for you. Um, I heard the term "I feel like me again" in quotes. And then I saw an elephant. And elephants to me always mean trust. And I see them as trust because, the big elephants, they hold, excuse me, confirmation burp, they hold each other's tail with their trunks so that they trust the leader to bring them to where they need to go. And then I heard, if you haven't healed, you're not ready for it. I heard the song Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone by Bill Withers. I love that song. And then I got an image of a cracked screen, a cracked phone screen. So maybe you just cracked your screen, or you might crack your screen soon, or you noticed it. There's something about a cracked screen. Hopefully it's not a windshield. I actually just saw like a bullet hit something and crack it. I know that's something they do a lot in Mythbusters. But let's get into this. Three lefts make a right. Three left behind leads you to what is right for you. So I have a system I use, a deck I've created. I'm gonna get a theme for your overall reading using some dice. That one slipped out. 49. Ooh, boundaries. Foundation perspective. Anything worth having is worth protecting. Interesting. We're going to do 4 shuffles. 13, inspiration. So 49 becomes 13. Individual expansion, your imagination, the way that you allow your mind to run rampant, which boils down to a 4. This time I'm going to call in my guides, angels, ancestors, beings of the highest white light. I call you in and I ask that you assist me in delivering messages for Virgo. Archangel Michael, I call you in and welcome you. I ask that you protect me from anyone who wishes me harm and intends to cloud my judgment as I upheaval and awakening, as I intend to deliver messages to the Virgo collective and all those that are watching at this time. If you're watching, I encourage you to call in ancestors, beings, spirits that you work with for the highest good of all. Benevolent ancestors, benevolent spirits, those who wish to see you move forward in a positive direction. I welcome you and ask for your assistance in guiding this collective forward and giving them the clarity that they need for the situations they are currently in. So what's powering the situation? I have a 5-card spread I do. We're going to use my deck, and then I will use a deck. Another one for pictures. My deck is kind of plain, just words, a lot of white webs. And then we'll clarify with some pictures. So what's powering the situation for Virgo? 3 lefts make a right. That flew out. Yes and success. Whatever you're thinking on, whatever popped into your head, that is what we're talking about. And that doesn't really help me, except that either I'm correct in this, 3rd time or 4th time's a charm, um, or just that confirmation for you that yes, you made the right choice, or yes, you're on the right track, or yes, it's okay to release this thing. Boundaries. Yes. All right. What's changing in this situation? Cards are sticky. It's humid out. Whew. What's changing? Authority. With sensitive on the bottom. I think you're becoming more in tune with yourself. Authority to me is kind of synonymous with agency. Authority, that root word author, you are the creator of your life. Sensitivity is all about perception, being perceptive. The Page of Cups and kind of feeling the feels. Feeling the feels and then knowing how to act with them. Okay, what's blocking this situation? It's too many. What's blocking this situation? Balancing of apathy. Stop pretending like you don't care. Stop pretending like you don't make a difference. So we have golds, yellow, yellow. Something about the solar plexus, something about creativity. Your drive. It's coming to light. Whoa, too many. It's coming to light. Before I did this reading, I had to learn something in real time. I'm fairly new to iMovie and all the things where we're, mixing stuff together. I like to do one shot straight takes when I do readings. I think there's a level of authenticity to that. And so maybe you have to learn something in real time. Keep at it. There are lots of resources, there are lots of ways that can help you to get this done. And apathy is, again, the 4 of Cups, where, and normally, do I have it? Yes, I do. I can show you the image. It's like this person has done something 3 times, and then they get another opportunity. Look, it's not the 3rd time, it's the 4th. The 4th one comes out of nowhere. The 4th is magic. Just poof, there it is. Whoop, there it is. I don't know if that means anything to you. But I imagined it like in the movie Elf, where he's like dancing on the table like a Russian dancer. I think that's how, they dance. Okay, what's coming to light? Also saw an elf license plate driving around the other day. Like, just said elf. Courage with compliance on the bottom. A creative perspective. And I choose that. I chose the word compliance because anything similar to anything worth building is worth protecting. That's how I ended up with boundaries. Anything worth creating is worth copying. And in order to copy it, you have to follow the directions that somebody else has established. It takes courage to try again. But every time you try, there are certain things that are different. You're not the same person. Every time you repeat, every time you feel like you're starting back at square one, you're not. You're starting with the knowledge you've acquired from already going through the process. So, really, instead of it being a circle, you kind of see it as more of a higher perspective. It becomes like a spiral that you move up to the next level. You gain wisdom, you change along the way. You're supposed to change along the way. So, don't see it as the same thing again. Unless you make the same exact choices, but we're always presented with these opportunities to make different choices. And I think that's what's happening to you now, but it takes courage to try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Balance. It's coming to balance. I just got a nudge to use my steampunk deck to clarify what's coming to balance. Interesting. With trust, there it is. There's trust elephant on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but it says elephant right on it. Distraction and manifest. This isn't a distraction. This isn't a temptation. This isn't anything that's meant to take you off course. If anything, it's right on course. Your course isn't straight. Your course is an upward spiral. We're always going up. Oh, I just got this analogy of like in a building, right? You go into a building and maybe there's an elevator right when you walk in, or there's an elevator further on in the building. One of them brings you up and then you have to go down the hall. The other one, you go down the hall and then you go up. Either way, you're going to get to where you need to go. But right now, I feel like Spirit is trying to direct you on a different path. You need to go up before you can go forward, because that means you'll be more prepared for things from a higher perspective and at a higher level when it is time to move forward. Right now, if you move forward, you're going to have to do all of these things, but without all of the perspective that you're going to gain by doing it now. Oh, that's important. That is very important. Trust your guides. Trust that they're leading you in the right direction. Trust that these opportunities are what you need. Oh, baby, you got what I need. All right, let me get my spirit, my steampunk deck. This one? Yes, because it has the Page of Cups right on it. All right. Three lefts make a right. Oh, and then it's like when you go up the building, three lefts, or up the spiral, make a right. They lead you to the right door. They lead you to the right level. This is about levels. This is about levels. All right, I'm gonna do three shuffles. And boundaries. Eyes on the prize. Foundation. You're building a sturdy foundation. You're building a sturdy, fortified structure. So that when you're ready to move forward past it, it's stable, it's sturdy, but there's something about the higher perspectives that you need, the things you need to learn and acquire along the way. You can't go forward without them. That will be a cycle. That will put you back at the same level. You need to move up the levels before you can move forward. Clarify yes. What's powering the situation? Oh, the world. And I need to censor this for YouTube community guidelines. But the world card, yes, whatever it is, whatever came to mind, that is what we're talking about. With the Three of Pentacles, there's things working in collaboration, in tandem. This could be a work situation. It could be working with others. Or the Three of Pentacles is also a card of perfecting your skills. Mastery. Fine craftsmanship. What's changing? The Eight of Cups. Don't let previous occurrences, experiences hinder you from your adventurous, what's the word I'm looking for? Not capacity. Your desire for adventure. Cut the losses, cut the emotions, cut the investments. It's a new time, it's a new person. And these situations, if they're not for you, they may get easier to cut because you know not to invest as much emotionally based on, what happened in previous times. Surface level, have boundaries for yourself. You don't have to dive all the way in. And you also have to know that, okay, I love, I lost, I loved again, I lost again. It comes again. Always, what's the quote? Always be brave enough to try once more in love, at least once more, something like that. What's blocking this situation? Apathy, the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups was a big, big card, I think, in Cancer's reading. Had a couple of cool synchronicities in that one. Death and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you gotta release yourself from this self-imposed prison you've created. You're not meant to be alone. Humans aren't meant to be alone. Put an end to that. Put an end to saying, oh, I get the same thing all the time. No, you're learning. Once you master the lesson, it stops presenting itself. So keep going up, keep learning, keep growing, keep mastering, level up until you graduate, and then it won't come again. But in order to get what you are seeking, it does require you to let love in once more. And my room has been so hot today, and I just finally got the first breeze of the day. Let love in. Let it in. What's coming to light? This courage. Oh, I love it. Judgment and the Fool. The Hierophant on the bottom. Have the courage to try one more time. Have the courage to take one more leap of faith. What's coming to light are these things that you just have to do. They're all major arcanas. They're just something you have to do. Trust your guides. Trust yourself. Trust the universe. Trust. Trust that good things can happen. Believe. There's a fine line between trust and belief. Trusting in your beliefs. Higher perspective. Seeing things from a higher perspective. All right, let's come into balance. Just kind of wanted to flip the Four of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Getting what you want. Getting what you want by trying that last time. And look, there she is with her treasure. It could be nothing or it could be everything. It could be a lesson or it could be a blessing, but even the lessons are blessings. Full steam ahead. No fear, full steam ahead. And once you master these lessons, once you master it, look, he's really thinking, do I really want to do this? Do I really want this cup? He's thinking based on the 3 he already has. Do I really want this? And once he figures it out, once he figures how this impacts him and his personal desires and wish fulfillments, or her, that's when they master it, and that's when they can move forward. That chariot is on ground. That chariot is not going upstairs. It has horses pulling it on the ground. That's when you move forward. But you need to master these 3 emotional lessons first. And they may come in different forms. One might be a friend, one might be a coworker or a family member, one might be a romantic relationship. There are levels to this. And each level gets a little bit more challenging. It becomes a dynamic that's a little bit closer to you. I'm going to use the example of Mario. He fights all, like, the villains that he fights throughout the game at the end of every level, they get a little bit stronger, a little bit more powerful, a little bit more challenging every level until he masters everything that he needs to defeat his Wario. But he needs all of these experiences to acquire that information, to acquire that knowledge, and then to be able to utilize it as wisdom to succeed. So that's what's happening for you right now. 3 lefts make a right. 3 wrong turns bring you to where you need to go. So also, don't be afraid to take the scenic route. Take the long way home. All right, that's all I got for you. That was a quick one, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Virgo.